Jesus didn't create Christianity. People say Jesus started a new religion, but Jesus never said that. He didn't go to Rome. He didn't preach in Athens. He taught in synagogues. He kept the Sabbath. He celebrated Passover. He quoted the Torah. And in Matthew 15:24, he said, "I was sent only to the lost sheep of Israel." Not once did he use the word Christian. Not once did he say, start something new. Jesus didn't cancel the story of Israel. He fulfilled it. If your version of Jesus is disconnected from his people, maybe you've made him into someone else. People say Jesus started a new religion, that he broke from Judaism, that he canceled the law, that he came to start something entirely different, separate from Israel. But that's not what Jesus said. That's not what Jesus did. Let's look at the facts. Let's look at his life. Let's look at what he actually said. Jesus didn't go to Rome. He didn't preach in Athens. He didn't write letters to Caesar or stand in the temples of Zeus. He wasn't interested in building a global brand or founding an institution. He wasn't creating a club for the elite or the philosophical. He was fulfilling the mission of God among his own people. He taught in synagogues. He studied the scriptures. He dialogued with rabbis. He walked the dusty roads of Galilee. He spoke to fishermen, to shepherds, to tax collectors, to sinners. He reached those on the margin, but always within Israel. He kept the Sabbath. He celebrated Passover, not Easter. He fasted on Yom Kippur. He went up to Jerusalem for the appointed feasts. He didn't cancel the Torah. He quoted it, he clarified it, he fulfilled it. In Matthew 5:17, he says, "Do not think that I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have not come to abolish them, but to fulfill them." And in Matthew 15:24, he says even more plainly, "I was sent only to the lost sheep of the house of Israel." Not to build a new system, not to start a new brand, but to fulfill the promise made to the fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, to Jacob, to David, to the prophets, to the exiles and the remnant. Jesus didn't create Christianity. He revealed the Messiah. He embodied the kingdom. He fulfilled the scriptures. So where did the separation begin? Why do people today think following Jesus means leaving Judaism? Why do so many churches think that Jesus started something disconnected from the Torah, from the temple, from the covenant? It didn't happen all at once. It was a slow drift, generation by generation. As the early followers of Yeshua spread out into the Greek and Roman world, they encountered hostility toward Jewish customs. Over time, pressure mounted to distance themselves from Israel to gain acceptance. The Sabbath was replaced with Sunday. Passover gave way to Easter. Biblical feasts were dismissed as Jewish and forbidden. The Hebrew names were changed. The identity of Yeshua was rebranded. Soon, he was no longer seen as a Jewish rabbi in Galilee, but as a Romanized figure, wrapped in togas, surrounded by marble pillars, and speaking Latin. We stopped reading the Bible through the eyes of the people who wrote it. We stopped honoring the context. We forgot the soil. We replaced Hebrew roots with foreign rituals. We built cathedrals but forgot the tabernacle. We created systems of doctrine but ignored the festivals of the Lord. We made Jesus into a Roman, a European, a philosopher, a myth. But that's not who he was. That's not who he is. He is the son of David, the Lion of Judah, the descendant of Abraham, the heir to the throne promised to David, the one whose lineage is traced not to Rome or Greece, but to the tribes of Israel. He was born in Bethlehem, just as Micah prophesied. He was raised in Nazareth, fulfilling what was spoken by the prophets. He taught by the Sea of Galilee and wept over Jerusalem. He wore tzitzit, the fringes commanded in the Torah, symbolizing obedience to God's commandments. He spoke Hebrew and Aramaic. He lived and breathed the Torah. He is the one foretold by Moses, the one Isaiah described as wounded for our transgressions, the one Daniel saw coming with the clouds of heaven. He didn't abolish the covenant, he confirmed it. He didn't deny his people, he gathered them. He didn't step outside the story, he stepped into the center of it. He is not the founder of Christianity. He is the fulfillment of Israel's hope. He is the bridge between the promises and their fulfillment, the living link between the fathers and the future, the Messiah of Israel. And if your version of Jesus is disconnected from his people, maybe you've made him into someone else. Because the real Yeshua didn't abandon Israel. He didn't detach himself from her calling or history. He didn't treat her as a failed experiment. He didn't trade her for a more powerful empire. He wept over her gates. He walked her ancient streets. He healed her sick and raised her dead. He taught her children the scriptures. He rebuked her leaders out of love, not rejection. He didn't come as an outsider. He came as her own, born from her womb, raised under her covenant, sent to her lost sheep. He died for her. He rose in her midst. He entrusted his disciples to wait in Jerusalem, and he will return to the Mount of Olives, not to Rome, not to Athens, but to the heart of Israel. He didn't replace the story, he completed it. He didn't erase the covenant, he renewed it. Because Yeshua never left Israel, and he never will. That's the unfiltered truth. Not tradition, not theology, not empire, but the living word, in the land of the promise, for the people of the covenant. This is Yeshua, this is the story, and we are invited to return to it.